Now, Notre Dame is giving 14.5 points Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern. Mike, you're not giving us a side in this game. You're giving us a first half lean. Which way is it?
I like the under 23.5 in the first half here. When you look at what this game lines up as, first of all, we've seen Army time and time again use essentially half or closer to full quarter on a particular drive. And I think that that's certainly going to be the game plan until they have to abandon it if they're behind. And if you're Notre Dame, I think they're going to come out and still try and establish dominance on the line of scrimmage and run that football. So it's also a unique environment. We're talking about neutral site at Yankee Stadium. The sight lines are different. Everything's different in those kind of environments. To me, it just sets up is big on big. We play in the trenches early. And I think that this could see a situation where you see a drive or two stall, end in a field goal, potentially a fumble. I'm not saying it's going to be just like the Notre Dame Navy kind of game, but we could see struggles like that. So I like the under here at 23.5 in the first half.
Give me Army plus the points here. This will be a very close game. The Black Knights understand the situation, the scenario. They understand that everyone is waiting for them to lose. Same things I said about Colorado. What folks are doing, and it's a bad disservice to Army, is they're using Navy's loss against Army, but not realizing, because again, people just ignore history. That's why they are destined to repeat it. If you go back and look at Navy's game against Memphis, how they were blowing Memphis out, and then Memphis came storming back, turnovers. Also, defense just wasn't as good. Army's defense is outstanding, not just good, outstanding. Army does not turn the ball over, so they are a better football team, and their option is a little bit different than Navy's option. And yes, Notre Dame had that loss against Northern Illinois, a team that just was foundationally about running the football, playing good defense, efficient football. They're going to get that in Army. So yes, they have a sense of what Army is going to be like, but they don't know what Army is going to be like until you face Army. So this game will be a lot closer. Plus, this is Army's first conference championship game, and then they have another one against Tulane. Then they have a third against Navy. So they understand this is a big moment for them. This is essentially a play-in game for them. I think this will be a lot closer. Again, sprinkle some on the money line.
Ooh, that would be big. Look, I do not want to disrespect history. I want to make sure that history is well represented on this fine program. So that is why it's important to point out the year 1958. That's the last time Army beat Notre Dame, was 1958. We got 15 straight wins for the Fighting Irish. Now, to be fair to that statistic, we are talking about 2016 as the last time that these two teams have played. So not exactly anything that we can grab a hold of in terms of the changes in coaching, the changes in styles that have happened since then. But the thing that I'm lingering on is not a distrust of Army, because I really love what Jeff Monken has done with this team. It is really my belief in Notre Dame. I have been very impressed at the relentless approach that Notre Dame has taken ever since that loss. You know, I've been on here on some Notre Dame team totals. We've seen Notre Dame cover some spreads. I mean, if you didn't just take a couple touchdowns off the board because of penalties last week, we might have had another 50 burger with the Fighting Irish going up against Virginia. I just think there's an aggressiveness where Marcus Freeman is not calling off the dogs. Even backup quarterback Steve Angeli is throwing it down the field for 15-yard gains to keep drives alive. There's just an edge to this group that gives me a little bit more confidence in them being able to close it out. I don't see a blowout, but I do have confidence in Notre Dame covering the spread.
God bless America, and thank you to the brave student athletes in the armed services. With that said, who the heck has Army played this year? The answer, nobody. By the way, since 2010, when in ranked versus ranked matchups, when the line is 14 points or more, the favorite covers 60% of the time. Notre Dame in their last 5 against ranked teams, 5-0 straight up and against the spread. And by the way, since they were written off after week 2, Notre Dame has scored 31 or more points in 7 of their last 8. They're going to do it again. Sorry, Army. Notre Dame 35, Army 14.